Hey everybody, Pastor Dale here with our weekly Wedgwood update. Oh wait, what? Oh, my bad. So actually, we're not doing the weekly Wedgwood update. We're changing it. We're now going to do a pastoral update each week. Now you may be saying or asking yourself the question, Dale, why are we changing? We love the weekly Wedgwood update, and I hear you. I love it too. But we have another person that's able to do the weekly Wedgwood update better than I can. Rebecca Holmes, as you're familiar with her, is doing our video announcements each Sunday. Many of you are probably aware that we have begun to send out our video announcements each week following the worship service on Sunday at 10:30. And so we're sending that out to people's text messaging and via email. And so you can watch all of our updates and all of our important announcements each week on Sunday, again, around 10:30 following our worship service. So that really left us saying, well, let's maybe try something different with what I normally was doing during our weekly Wedgwood update. And for me, I thought this would be a good opportunity to share with you different aspects of the life and the ministry of Wedgwood Baptist Church from a pastoral perspective, to kind of dig in from time to time on some of the different ministry things that are going on here, or just share some elements of vision or the mission of Wedgwood from my perspective as your lead pastor. And so this week, what I'd like to do is highlight a very special meeting that we just had this past Sunday afternoon. If many of you are also probably aware that earlier in 2021, we talked about our Focus 2021 vision, in which we were going to be focusing on 5 different key areas throughout this year and possibly beyond. And one of those things was this idea of overcoming racial gridlock. It's based upon George Yancey's book, Overcoming Racial Gridlock. As well, we had Dr. Yancey here all the way back in February that spoke to that issue. And as a church, we're just wanting to continue to grow in what it means to engage our community and to tackle some of the issues of racism and racial diversity. And so we have been kind of working behind the scenes these last several months on some of those issues. And one of the things that the elders and the staff have done is we recently met with the leadership of Meadow Ridge Baptist Church, which is just right down the road from us. Now, if you've heard that name before, it's because this is has a long partnership with Wedgwood. Randall Lyle, the senior pastor there, used to be on staff at Wedgwood, and he and several of our Wedgwood families were sent out over 15 years ago to help revitalize that church. And in the course of that revitalization and growing that congregation, one of the things that they hit upon was the need to become more racially diverse to reflect the racial diversity there within their community. And so our elders and our staff sat down with Randall and his leadership, like I said, just a few days ago, and just to talk about what did they learn in that process and how did they accomplish becoming more racially diverse. And what was that process, what did it all entail, and how did they arrive to where they are today? And so from that conversation, we came away with a lot of good things for us to continue to think about as we look to see what God has for us in the future here at Wedgwood. Because our community is a diverse community as well. Currently, our demographic studies show that about 60% of the Wedgwood community is Anglo, about 20% is Hispanic, and about 15% is African American. But it doesn't take much of a kind of a survey of our church to realize that we don't reflect that diversity here in our congregation. And so in asking ourselves, if we want to be missionaries that are reaching this community with the good news of the gospel, then we need to be able to reach people of different ethnic diversities as well. And so one of the things that we are prayerfully looking at is how God may be calling us to move into that direction more. And so we'll have some more updates as far as what that will look like and how we sense God may be leading us to do that. But ultimately, it just comes down to a simple reminder that the gospel is for all people, and the gospel is not a respecter of persons of ethnic diversity or anything like that, that the gospel is for every type of person and every different background. And so we have such a beautiful diversity here in Southwest Fort Worth, and we want our church to be able to reflect that as well. And so my encouragement to you is to continue to be praying for the leadership of Wedgwood as we continue to discern what God is calling us to do, and just to be praying in your own own heart, for your own life, as far as what maybe God is calling you to do to reach your neighbors, whoever they are, whatever their ethnic background may be as well. And so we'll have some more updates like this in the weeks ahead, because as I said, we want to take this pastoral update to give you insight into some of these different types of things that are going on in the life and the ministry of Wedgwood. But I got to have at least one announcement for this week, okay? And so the big announcement is this Sunday, Dr. Adam Wright, the president of Dallas Baptist University, is going to be joining us for our morning worship service at 9 o'clock. He will be bringing the message and being able to share a little bit of insight as to what God is doing there through DBU there in Dallas as well. So let me encourage you to make sure to be here for this Sunday. And then the next Sunday, October 24th, we'll restart our series through the letters to the churches there in Revelation. So hope you have a great week. We look forward to seeing you this Wednesday night and this Sunday as well. God bless.